I am open up to week one of our class, and I'm just going to go over with you what's coming up for the week. So I'll do this every week. I'll have a short podcast that will just preview what's coming in the week. These podcasts are really important to listen to because I also might give you important information for the week, changes in due dates, instructions about assignments. So you want to be watching these videos. This is one of my main ways of communicating with you. So in this very first week, of course, you're going to be reading over the syllabus very carefully. Hopefully you've already visited the Start Here menu and found all the resources there that I've posted for the class. I really just want you to be very familiar with everything that I've posted in Play-Doh, as well as how to navigate Play-Doh if this is your first time for an online class or your first time at Westfield using Play-Doh as a platform. So make sure that you're ready to go for all of that. Also make sure that you've got your textbooks and you're not delayed in getting those. You don't want that because you have to get started right away in the class. That being said, I have posted the preface to Harrington as well as chapter 1. This will help get you started in this first week if there is a tiny delay on your textbooks. Anything longer though, and you're responsible for that. So I'm not going to give extra time as you're waiting for textbooks to arrive. You're responsible for the material in the class, and I'm giving you a little bit of a head start by giving you a PDF of the first chapter. I do not have PDFs of the other chapters, so unfortunately that's not an option. So be prepared to have that, as well as your other book, The Upside of Stress by McGonigal. That will start next week, those readings. I've also posted information on how to do the discussion board. This is in the Start Here menu as well, but I've posted it here again just for a refresher because this week you will be doing your first discussion board posting, and it will be on the readings in your Harrington text. So I've put the due dates here of when your first discussions due, and you're going to be working out of the Harrington book. And I'm just really starting to get you guys thinking about stress. So you're going to complete what's called an insight exercise. You'll notice that these are in every chapter of the Harrington text. You don't have to read the chapter yet to do this. What it is a college life stress inventory assessment. So it's basically taking an assessment of your stress levels currently as you are college students. You'll be tallying your score according to the instructions, and then you will be scoring yourself and interpreting that score based on what you get. And so what I want you to do is tell me how you scored and how you feel about that score compared to the average college student score, which is a 1247. So you're going to kind of compare your score with that number and see where you fall. Then tell me a little bit about stress for you. If you had to sum it up, what statement below would be most accurate? So stress is harmful and should be avoided, reduced, and managed. Is that true of you and how you think about stress? Or stress is helpful and should be accepted, utilized, and embraced. Is that true for you? And then tell me a little bit about why you picked the one that you did. Okay, so it's very simple for this first week. It's really just to get you flowing, get you talking. You're going to want to post those answers to these questions by the 29th. And then I give you 2 more days to then respond to other people. I do not want you doing your original post and your responses to other people all in the same day, in the same sitting. I want everyone to have a chance to post their answers to these questions before anyone starts responding. Otherwise, it's unfair to people who post late and then may not get any responses to their posts, okay? So the due date for the original response is the 29th, and then by the 31st, you'll want to have gone in and responded to 3 other people. Make sure that you're checking the discussion guidelines, back up here, the rubric for how to do that, what your posts should look like, what they should include, especially your responses to other people. You want to try to avoid saying, oh, I'm really glad you posted that. It was a great post, or I agree with you, or I didn't think about that. Those are very generic statements, right? And it doesn't show me that you're really extending the dialogue out any on what people are saying. You want to engage with what people are saying in hopes that they'll respond back to you. That's the goal, is you're checking and seeing who replied to my post, what did they say? Think of social media, right? It's kind of like that. If you made a post on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, and no one said anything, you'd kind of feel maybe like, oh, okay, well, I guess it didn't really matter. But most likely you're seeing who's responding, you're seeing what they're saying. And the same should be true for these discussion boards. In a lot of these discussion postings, I'm going to be asking you questions that don't just pertain to the material, but pertain to you specifically and personally. You're going to have opinions about things. You're going to be talking about stress as it relates to you. And it'll be interesting to see who is like you, or who's different, who has different takes, see what people's responses are. And so this is your opportunity to engage with one another in the class. So when you're responding to someone else's post, think about things like, did they say something I didn't? What was it? What did I think about what they said? Could they have said more? Was there something they left out, or they missed, or they didn't think of? Is there an example they could have used to support their statements better? Was there a concept from the textbook that really could have helped make their post a little bit more improved? These are the ways that you can elaborate on what is being said, and again, extend that dialogue out more for engaging discussion. And that's what I hope to see happening as you're making those posts and you're commenting on other people's postings. Again, remember, anytime you're referencing the material from the course, you want to cite your sources properly. So if you're using the Harrington text or the McGonigal text, you want to cite them appropriately by author and date. Try to stay away from direct quotes. Do not use direct quotes. It's not a very great way of writing. It's always better to paraphrase and then cite where the idea came from. And so again, you can go to the Start Here menu, and I've got instructions on how to cite as you write to make sure that you're doing it properly in APA format, which you will be held responsible for in this class. So I hope that that gives you all the tools you need to get started this week and on your first discussion. If you come across any barriers or you have any questions, again, please feel free to email me, swilliams@westfield.ma.edu, and I will do my best to respond back in a quick way. Please note that after about 6 p.m., I'm not checking email. That's my family time, but I'll check again first thing the next morning. So just know that about me. On the weekends, I sporadically check. I don't disengage for the entire weekend usually, but I do, again, take time for family. So, I usually try to respond within 24 hours to any question that you may be having. Okay, I wish you all a good first week.